Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Happy holidays to everyone, hopefully you all had a wonderful Christmas. And in today's video, I will give you the present of helping you decide which part is the best for you in the upcoming New Year's Super Sugo Fest. Hopefully this video can help you out. First things first, when does the Sugo Fest release? Have in mind the exact date might be one day off simply because of time zones, but part 1 is coming out tomorrow, December 26th or 27th. Part 2 is one day after part 1. Part 3, December 29th or 30th, and part 4, 2 days after that. So essentially, part 4, for some people, like me for example, will be out on the first day of 2024. Of course, I already made my star rating video, rating every single unit that will be coming out during the Super Sugo Fest, so you can check that out for more details. But in my opinion, the best legend by far that is coming out is Zoro and Sanji. And once again, just like last year, the final part, so the part we need to wait for to come out the most, has the best legend. So part 4 is for Zoro Sanji. Just like last year, part 4 was for the best legend that came out last year, Super Sugo Fest Nami. Just that right there tells you that Bandai knows Zoro and Sanji is by far the best new legend. In any case though, my ranking for the new legends, for newer players, it is Zoro Sanji, Roger Oden, Yamato. For more veteran players with a more well-developed box, it is Zoro Sanji, Yamato, Roger Oden. Another thing I want to touch on, you are going to see a lot of videos, where should you pull, what is the best part, just like mine, right? But just know this, there is no one singular answer for every player. Simply because all of us have different boxes and different units available to us. So if you have Gear 5 Luffy and someone else doesn't, maybe it is great for them to pull in his part, but it is not as good for you. Let's also quickly talk about pulling strategies. You are not forced to spend all of your gems in one part. You can divide your spending in different parts. For example, if you decide to pull in part 1 and you get some of the Super Sugo Fest or just simple legends you want, you can stop right there and then perhaps pull in another part where you are missing a lot of stuff or the specific Super Sugo Fest unit you want. A question you might be asking yourself: how do I know what is the best part for me? First and foremost, you should ask yourself what unit you want the most. Everyone has their favorites, so you should prioritize fun in my opinion if you really want Super Sugo Fest Nami because she's really fun for you, you love Nami and you want to pull for her because she's also good. You can prioritize her by aiming to specifically get her in her specific rate boosted part. Another question if you want to aim for the best legends is: who are the best Super Sugo Fest legends? Well, for that you can 100% check my Super Sugo Fest tier list, where I rank and analyze every single Super Sugo Fest in the game. I will have different links from my videos that can help you out in the description. Another key thing is for you to count how many legends from each part you are missing. That doesn't really go for part 1 since every legend is available, but specifically for parts 2, 3 and 4. Count how many units you are missing since specific legends are available in all these 3 parts, and then you can perhaps go for the part you miss the most legends. Of course, if you miss equal legends, go for the ones that are the best or the ones you want the most. And have in mind, you should always prioritize Super Sugo Fest legends over normal ones, since first of all they are some of the best in the game, and this is also Super Sugo Fest, something that we don't get often in One Piece Treasure Cruise. We get it like 2 to 3 times a year. An easy example is that if from part 2 you only miss the new Super Sugo Fest legend, Yamato, but also miss 5 normal legends, and from part 3 you miss all of the Super Sugo Fest legends, but only 1 normal legend, you obviously miss more legends in total from part 2, but it is definitely better for you to pull in part 3. Even though a lot of people are disappointed with the 3 new legends, let's assume you are someone who actually really likes them or one of them and you want to get them. How should you approach the Sugo Fest? First of all, just know that part 1 includes all 3 new Super Sugo Fests, Yamato, Roger, Oden and Zoro Sanji. Part 2 only contains Yamato. Part 3 only Roger and Oden. And Part 4 only Zoro and Sanji. We are going to analyze every separate part in a bit, but for the new legends, if you want any of the three and you don't care, you also want to try your luck for the rest of the Super Sugos, Part 1 is probably the one for you. There you have the best chance to get one of the new legends, but if you want a specific one, then you pull in their specific part. So if you want Yamato a lot, you pull in Part 2. If you want Zoro Sanji a lot, you pull in Part 4. And if you really want Roger Oden, in Part 3. Multi 30 does guarantee you a new legend in Part 1, but it doesn't guarantee you the legend you want. 33% chance across the 3 new legends and you get one of the 3. Not the specific one you didn't pull during the 30 multis, or the specific one you want. If you do not care about the new legends and you mainly want to pull in this Sugo Fest for older Super Sugo Fest legends, you should prioritize the part where they are rate boosted in. So if you want Kaido vs Yamato, they are only rate boosted unfortunately in Part 1. But if you want someone like Gear 5 or Magma Kaido, you should pull in their specific part, not in Part 1 hoping to get them, because the rates for Super Sugo Fests that are not rate boosted in Part 1 are not the best. A huge problem about this Sugo Fest though is that some Super Sugo Fest units are only available in Part 1 because all legends are available and they are not rate boosted in any of the parts. So for example, if you want Uta, you can only pull her from Part 1 and she's not even rate boosted, so your chances at getting Uta are pretty low. The same goes for Roger, Onigashima Kid, Onigashima Luffy, the V2 Straw Hat crew, Roger and Whitebeard, Super Tandem Kaido, Super Tandem Luffy, Ace Yamato, Film Red Shanks and Film Red Luffy. I don't really understand why such a big array of Super Sugo Fest legends are available at a low chance in Part 1. You should just increase the Super Sugo Fest pool for the rest of the parts. If someone wants Ace Yamato, they are forced to pull in Part 1 and they don't really have good chances at getting them anyway. Let's start analyzing Part 1 more though. I guess the fact that some Super Sugo Fest legends are only available there is also now a selling point for Part 1, because treasure map legends are not pullable this New Year's. To look at the other side of things, this might also be positive for some people that have these legends and didn't want them available in the rest of the parts anyway. Let's analyze Part 1 a bit more. Here, all of the legends in the game are available except Treasure Map legends, Kizuna legends, and Pirate Rumble legends. So all of the normal legends and all of the Super Sugo Fest legends are available there, with 6 Super Sugo Fest legends, the new ones, Kaido vs Yamato, Yamato and Oden being rate boosted, and then 14 normal legends are rate boosted here. Overall, this part is not the worst. We have to also wait for the Sugo Fest to come out to exactly see the rates, because I am kind of worried for the new Super Sugo Fest rates, simply because we have 3 more rate boosted characters, but hopefully the new ones are a bit higher. We have to wait and see. For part number 2, the Super Sugo Fest legends available are Yamato, Law and Kid, Ifrit Sanji, and Super Sugo Fest Nami. That's actually a crazy combo. Sanji and Nami together. 2 of the best legends in the game. But for part 3, we see Roger and Oden, the repackaged V1 Roger and V1 Oden in one legend with Gear 5 Luffy. Of course that would happen. And then we have King of Hell Zoro and Demon Robin, a great pull as well, where the new legend actually is the worst one available. For part 4, we have Zoro and Sanji with Magma Kaido, Olin and Luffy Yamato. Another good pull, but probably less appealing than the other 2, because no Gear 5 Luffy, no Nami. It also depends on who you have, but let's say you have no one, definitely a less appealing pool of Super Sugo Fests than the rest. But Zoro Sanji is here and they are an amazing legend, so don't forget about that. Another thing I have to mention about part 4 is V2 Uta is here, and she is a very strong legend. So have that in mind. She's not a Super Sugo, but she's a very strong normal legend. Between the parts, there's no clear winner. It depends on who you have and what you want to pull for. All of them have their advantages, that is for certain, as we saw with the legends available. Not really a wrong choice here. And have in mind, if you are in a situation like me, where you literally miss every Super Sugo Fest character from parts 2 onwards except Demon Robin, you can pull anywhere you want, or you can pull everywhere, isn't that great? They really did say Merry Christmas to me with these pulls, because Nami and Sanji in part 2, even Law and Kid are there, great legends. Then in part 3 we have Gear 5 Luffy, what more do I need to say? And in part 4 I really want Zoro and Sanji. So what if your situation is all over the place, just like mine? So we have a couple of options. First of all, you can decide what you want the most. So let's say I want Zoro and Sanji the most. Then we don't pull until Zoro and Sanji is out, you pull for them, you see how that goes. If you pull them earlier than expected, you can then swap parts. You can go to parts 2 or 3 perhaps. You can also decide to pull in part 1. Since you miss a lot of stuff, part 1 can definitely help you out, get some of the missing stuff, and then you can decide, depending on what you got, what part you can eliminate from the rest of them and what part you want to focus on. I really hope you do have Super Sugo Fest Nami or Gear 5 Luffy though, so your decision can be easier than mine. I also hope this video was helpful to you and it gave you more ammunition for your decision. If it did, definitely leave a like, I would really appreciate it, and comment any further questions you might have or pointers to help people that are still undecisive. As always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.